Morning, Lawrence.
So what have we got today?
We have a little treat on our hands today. We have the long-awaited, much anticipated Trinidad Cabildos Limited Edition 2024.
So we were both at the inaugural Habano World Days tour.
Yeah, it was quite the few days, wasn't it?
Well, it was certainly a busy time.
Wow.
We had you had the press.
Yes.
At Belgravia.
Kicked it off with the press at Belgravia on the Thursday afternoon.
That was the 20th.
20th of June.
Then you were joined by all and sundry.
Yep. Then after that, little mini press conference. Then everybody pitched into the tent, and off we were at the races from then on in.
So we had the cocktail party, the welcoming cocktail party, which was a splendid event at Belgravia. And then we went on to...
We were smoking the Robusto Extra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we smoked something else as well. What was the first cigar I gave? Was it a Reyes?
It was a Reyes, I think.
Yeah. And then the next morning we reconvened there.
Yes. I got stuck into the champagne, which was Ruinart Blanc de Blanc, which I love. So I had a bit of a sore head in the morning, but we were back for 10:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Coffee
and a croissant, and then we were straight into the seminar, weren't we?
Yeah. Very interesting seminar.
It was hot under the tent. We were lucky; it's one of those rare June hot days in London. But yes, it was interesting. Some really interesting points came out of the discussion.
Some great anecdotal stories from Max Gutzman.
Yeah,
and Edward Sahakian.
Yeah, I could have listened to Max and Edward go on all afternoon.
Yeah, and then we had it was a bit of a shame that Ana Lopez had to sort of be asking and translating.
Yeah, that was a bit awkward because there were a lot of Cuban representatives on the panel, but of course they weren't very fluent in English, so whenever a question was put to them, it had to be translated into Spanish, and then of course their answers retranslated back, so there was something lost there, wasn't there? But other than that, again, some interesting points about the brand and its history and
a great presentation from Rodrigo, the marketing director.
Yeah, Rodrigo's an interesting chap, yeah.
And he's very fluent.
Yes, yeah. Oh, he's very switched on guy. Yeah. And then to finish...
then we had the cocktails provided tasting by Rob Tomko and...
Adonis.
I didn't quite get the non-alcoholic cocktail because I'm not used to having non-alcoholic drinks with my cigars.
Well, I thought it was a nice touch. I thought it was a nice bit of theatre. They came in these clay pots that had been brought over from Cuba. It was this nice little cocktail based on a traditional drink in the Trinidad sort of province. And it was paired with some smoked chocolate. And again, another Robusto Extra, wasn't it?
Topaz,
sorry. Mm-hmm. And it was a nice way to finish that. And then we sort of all went our separate ways. You went to Knightsbridge to host there.
Yeah, I hosted the International Trade with Thomas at Knightsbridge.
Yes.
So we had a lot of people from the international sort of come over. And you hosted at Mount Street, and you had a lot of the UK people, and that was a Souter event for the trade, to which we didn't charge.
Yeah, and it was the whole sort of thing had very much the feeling of Havana does when you're there for the festival. Everywhere time you walked down the street, you bumped into a cigar person, didn't you?
Yeah, and you had a fundadores.
Yes.
And a rum.
Yep.
So that was very nice. And then in the evening, on the Friday evening, we did open to the public which we sold tickets.
Oh, I've forgotten about that. Yeah, we held another event, didn't we?
At about 6:30. And that went on till, I think you arrived at 9:30 at Knightsbridge.
Sounds about right.
And then we had another second go, didn't we?
There was a bit of an after party, wasn't there?
You know, I think we
Which
got,
was interesting.
to which we got some food in.
Yes.
And then we all reconvened again at 20 to 7 in the evening, standing outside the Victoria and Albert Museum.
In our...
Best bib and tucker.
Exactly.
Ready for the main event, which took place at 7 o'clock. We got over here to go in.
Yep.
Didn't probably have enough time to smoke it all.
That was always frustrating.
Yeah, a bit frustrating. There was
But glorious surroundings. I mean, the courtyard of the V&A where we were with a fountain and copious amounts of drinks. It was absolutely stunning evening as well. And then we were called through for dinner into the Raphael Gallery.
yeah. And dinner was a little bit difficult because the sound system at the V&A wasn't set up for an auction.
No, I couldn't hear clearly because it was a very echoey place.
Yeah.
But the food and the wines were very, very good.
And then the main event happened.
Main event happened, nice dinner, auction galore,
And then we were all
and then they
given this.
piped in.
Except one little thing happened. I decided midway through the evening that I couldn't go that amount of time without a smoke. So I pulled out this little D6, shoved it in my mouth and walked outside. Not lit, not cut. To which a security guard tried to wrestle my cigar out my mouth.
Oh dear.
And turned
He was
around and said, "You can't smoke." I said, "I don't know if you've noticed, but it's not lit." I took it out. I said, "It's not cut." I said, "But rather than put it in my sweaty hands, I'm going to carry it in my mouth until I'm outside. You can't do that." So I told him what I thought of him in the most unpleasant terms and carried on walking through. Lit up my cigar.
Did he chase you out?
Lit up my cigar. He didn't chase me out. He just sort of went at that glum look. And
Yeah. Jobs were.
there was a few jobs with
Yeah,
on
there
security.
were. Yeah.
And I get outside and I get told immediately by Jimmy to go inside and retrieve my cigar. To which I rushed in to retrieve my cigar, only to, lo and behold, find that there was none left.
No, in a flash of an eye, several people had helped themselves to more than one cigar, meaning that there weren't enough to go round.
Yeah.
Which was
And I was talking,
shame.
I was sitting with James Barber afterwards when Sean very kindly came over and sorted the problem out. All right, but it was after a while. And when I'm talking to James Barber, this gentleman from the Far East came past in a black suit, which looked like he had a hanky coming out with 6 Cabildos in it. Hence, we know what happened to the Cabildos.
That's terrible.
Anyway,
So
this is my first official proper smoking of the Cabildo.
mine too. I did get one on the night. I was lucky. I was a good boy. I didn't move from my table until I'd got it. But when I came out, all hell had broken loose, and I came to sit with you, and I said, "What's going on with all this drama?" And mine started off like a steam train, but unfortunately, about halfway through, it closed up, and so it wasn't a good example. And so I'm very pleased to get the second bite of the cherry, as it were.
I have smoked this before. I was invited very kindly 2 weeks before the event by Hunts and Franco to their offices to try it with Edward Sahakian, AJ Patel, Parish, and a guy from Fox's. I don't know his name actually. Daniel or
Not David.
David.
David's the big guy.
No. I think his name was Daniel. And it was lovely on the day. Now, I took the band off because I wanted to show you.
Yeah, I was just going to say that, yeah.
All right, on the back of the band is a, what do you call it?
Hologram.
NFC.
An NFC.
Is that what it is? Oh, you can peel it off.
And the NFC is supposed to tell you what cigar is in which box, and it's a certificate.
How does it do that?
It takes you to the website.
So unlock your phone, Nick, and just
Point it at it.
no, and just touch it.
Let me take it out and see if that'll work.
No. You have your phone,
Oh,
Lawrence?
yeah. Open MNFC tag.
There you are.
Oh, I missed it. Yes, I do want to do that. That's clever.
Yeah, so basically that chip is supposed to be inside, right? So whenever you have a cigar, you can tap it, and it should correspond to the certain number of the box. Unless those were just the rumors, but I'm pretty sure that's...
What were they
These
talking
are
about
quite
having it
full.
on all Cuban?
No, on all the special ones.
Right.
So, and then I was quite disappointed when I just used it, and all it is it's a beautiful
Yeah.
virtual leaflet. But
Yes.
this is a leaflet.
Exactly. There's a thing about pairings, it says.
It just tells you about the cigar, with, you know, and what it goes with and everything else.
An ideal Habano to enjoy with high-end spirits such as Cuban rums or whiskey.
Cuban whiskey or Cuban rums and any whiskies.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So, yeah, that's quite interesting, and it's good to get another chance to give it a go. Early thoughts?
I like the cigar. I think it's very nice. I've got a very good draw.
Draw's okay. First little bit is a little musty for me. Tom?
It's quite strong from the get-go.
Yeah.
It's quite spicy. Quite harsh on the retrohale.
Tastes a little young to me. Do you know what I mean? It's quite raw.
I like the flavor.
There's a bit of ammonia from the foot.
Yeah, there is a bit of ammonia from the foot, but I can't taste the ammonia, I can only smell it.
I get that on a retrohale.
My first thoughts would be it tastes like it's straight off the roller's bench. Mine does. But let's give it a chance to.
I wouldn't go that far with mine.
No?
I wouldn't say like straight off. But it is a weird one because it has very beautiful flavors hidden there, but then at the same time it's got that nasty spiciness which I don't enjoy.
Yeah.
But I get some floral notes and definitely the sweetness.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not getting floral notes.
No, it needs to get going really. All I get at the minute is that quite raw.
I'm not getting my ammonia off the foot has gone.
If it's going, yeah.
To be honest with you, I am slightly further into cigar than you guys
Okay.
are. Because when you were
Chuntering away.
catching up of the side, it's a breakfast time.
Well, the problem was Nick's always on holiday.
Yeah, it's
You know,
true.
We're both always on holiday.
He was up at...
Thank God you're here to man the fort. It's like, and
What would we do without you here, keeping the
No.
economy going?
There was Nick halfway up a Greek
Mountain. Yeah, looking at the goats.
looking, tasting
a what?
Tasting the goats.
spit roasted goat.
That was good. Tell you what, I found some goat, diced goat, and I made yesterday a cleftico. You know cleftico? In like, for those that don't know, it's a Greek dish that they used to cook under the ground in one pot or whatever for hours on end. And so I recreated that with some foil and parchment and goat and potatoes and oregano and lemon and bloody hell, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Goat is so good.
You're a real little funny craddock, aren't you? on that?
Indeed. What was her husband called? She used to give him terrible jip, didn't she? Can't
Mr.
remember.
Craddock.
Yeah. Anyway, but goat, yeah, I'll get you some goat. You'd like goat.
I love goat. In Portugal, where my wife originates from, they have baby goat. In England, that's known as kid, but over there it's known as cabrito.
Right.
And when she was working all the time in Portugal, she used to, and customs was a little less lax. She used to,
Really?
she used to bring back a whole side of it.
Wow. And it's really good for you, isn't it? Very lean.
Very lean, but absolutely the most tasty ribs. Goat ribs are much better than
You have to slow cook it, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
just falls off the
It's a
bone.
lovely flavour.
Really nice.
Well, that's our little diversion into the kitchen.
And then there's Thomas, who, I don't know if all of you know Thomas Stroker, but he's in the cigar business and also, I think,
Window
is a
cleaner.
travel journalist, because he's forever coming back with stories from different parts of the world that he's travelled to.
He does get about. Is goat a thing in Poland?
No,
No.
no, but it is a thing in,
Algeria.
no, well that's not where Thomas has been. But is that something that they ever have in Cuba?
You'd have thought so, wouldn't you?
I don't think so.
No, I've never seen.
I never came across goat meat
No.
in Cuba.
Have you come across a goat in Cuba?
Not really.
Well, there's an import. There's a business idea. Import goats into Cuba.
Tell you what, you do bloody well. So when did you get back from Cuba?
2 weeks ago?
Okay. Last week.
2 weeks.
Was it? And you were cooked within an inch of your life, weren't you?
It was hot. This time it was
So humid and
humid
Oh.
and hot. I couldn't even enjoy a cigar, so I would
Really?
maybe have 1, 2 at night.
yeah,
But during the day it was
it's too much, isn't it?
no go. Yeah, and it's the apartment was quite hot, so the AC is only in the bedroom. That is not strong enough.
And then the electricity goes down for hours on end.
Does it?
Yeah, I brought like 2 battery-powered fans, literally by each side of the bed, and that kept me cool for a few hours.
Wow.
The worst was when the water went.
Oh no.
2 days, 1 day with no electricity and water, and in general 2 days without water.
And is that just a regular occurrence?
No, so that was a problem in the building
Right.
rather than
Nationally, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a lot of fun, is it?
no, but in general it's not the same feel. You know, Cuba is going through very difficult time right now.
Yeah.
The whole region is.
So I sort of stayed at I stayed at home most of the time. I've cooked a lot.
Did you?
But just working there, it's difficult because by the time you, I tend to get up at 6 a.m. because that's already 11 for Lawrence. Okay, and by the time you're done with the stuff over here in Europe and you're about to start the things there in Cuba,
Yeah.
you're already exhausted because the apartment has no AC, so you're just sitting there
Melted.
melting, sweating.
So I should have really woken him up at 4, which would have been 9 o'clock
It'd
here.
be much better for
And he
us.
should have gone back and got some sleep. Now I know for next time.
Here's your alarm clock.
Yeah.
No,
It's getting better.
yeah, it's definitely getting better. It's there's no ammonia anymore, and that harshness is starting to mellow out a bit.
I know that everyone's going to look at me and say, oh, don't be so ridiculous. But I think it could do with an extra couple of on the ring gauge.
Yeah, but that's a different cigar, isn't it? You like big cigars.
No, I'm not asking for 54. This is what, 46?
46.
Yes, it is. A
I think
46
it-
by 6 3/8.
I think it could have been the 49.
It could have been anything.
You see, for me, Trinidad is always the Fundadores. So this just looks the part. I cannot even imagine the cigar in a thicker Vitola.
I think it's, personally, I mean, I like the fact that it's a change from another big fat cigar.
The 49ers are not another big fat cigar.
No, it's not a big fat cigar, no. Agreed.
You know, I'm just saying it could do with a little slight.
You know, in the official book that Habanos did, what, almost two decades ago now, right? 46 is classified as a big ring gauge.
Yeah, it was back then, wasn't it? And 50 was...
It's basically, that's where it starts.
What's
46
the
up,
ring gauge of the Vahia?
54,
What's the ring gauge of the Topaz?
56,
What's the ring gauge of the Esmeralda?
53,
What's the ring gauge of the Trova?
52. No, but I get it.
All their best-selling lines, other than the Fundadoras,
Are the big
are all
ring
big
gauge.
ones.
But this is limited edition, so they can.
I know,
It's
I'm
a
not-
Trinidad limited edition. They could let the people run free when it comes to Vitola, because it doesn't matter.
No.
It could have been 30 free. It will still sell.
Yeah.
So there's 10,000 boxes of 5.
And it says Premier on the band, doesn't it?
It's a
as well?
Premier pack.
Yeah.
This is the second ever Premier pack. The first one was the Cohiba Victoria, or Cohiba 55th anniversary. And this is also the 55th anniversary of Trinidad. So it seems that they're doing this Premier pack. That pack is only available in the UK.
Yeah.
So this cigar at present is only available in the UK.
Right, okay.
All right. There is
Till
a-
when?
Till the, I think until it sells out.
Right.
And then it's coming in boxes of 12.
Back to 12.
Yeah. But I wouldn't think you're going to see any of those before mid-25.
Although at the rate that they're selling the packs of 5, it
Yeah.
can be any moment now.
Yeah.
No. Because they've still only delivered a proportion of the
Right.
10,000.
Okay.
So they're still waiting for the
How
other.
many do you reckon we've had in the 10,000? It's difficult to know, I suppose.
I would have thought 3,500 to 4,000.
Really? And they've flown out.
Yeah. What have we sold, Thomas? 200?
A lot more than that.
Not cigars, I'm talking about pack.
Yeah, about 400 packs.
Wow.
That cigar changed completely. It's mellowed down as you go in.
Yeah.
That sweetness is definitely there. I'm getting the sweetness. And it's got that. It's weird because you have the notes which you usually
Can
get
you-
from the vintage cigar, and you have the spiciness that comes from the young cigars. So,
Can you come here
yes.
with your cigar?
Yeah.
Because Nick and I have got obviously 2 cigars out the same pack.
And yours is a
Mine
very...
is from a different pack.
Yeah.
I'd
Yours
like,
is a
I'd like
much
to put
lighter.
them side by side. Alright. So maybe the lighter one is a bit sweeter.
It's usually you get that with a darker wrapper with Maduro, but
Absolutely, but you know, but let's see. You know,
But it's a really weird animal. It's like combination of the vintage and the new cigar, because I get the nastiness of the new cigar, and the flavors are like 10-year-old cigar. You know, that floral, grassy, and sweet notes. It's a real weird
I'm not
combination.
getting of that yet. So you,
It's mellowed down a lot. It's
Yeah.
calmed down. I'm still not getting the real. I know what you mean, Thomas. There's something going in the background, but it's not coming through for me yet. But it feels like it's coming, if you know what I mean.
it's coming home.
Yeah. Good job, something is.
It never did, huh?
No, never does.
But I love the enthusiasm. Over 20 years I've been here, I've learned
Yeah,
Brits love when it's just...
I love it.
And it's... You know when... I always like to stay humble. But because there is so much like, yeah, it's happening, it's coming.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit.
Oh no, it isn't. No.
So we've been to the two last Euros finals. We've got the semi-final of the World Cup. He definitely changed the whole aspect of
For
English football.
sure he did.
All right, and I think that, to be honest, it was time for him to move on.
Yeah, I think it's fair enough. I think he's done a great
I'm
job.
just very concerned that who would want the job?
Well, why would you?
You know, you get your team, whether you like the brand of football or not,
Yeah.
you get your team to 2 Euro finals and
Yeah.
a World Cup semi-final.
Yeah, and they chuck beer at you.
And they turn around and the press absolutely and utterly took him apart.
And the fans. You know, there's a section that abuse him terribly. As you say, why on earth would you put yourself and your family through that?
Yeah.
It's a shame. He's a lovely chap.
It's almost like becoming a US president.
Not what we were talking about earlier, isn't it? Yeah.
Let's not go on to that subject.
No.
Because I'm quite politically obtuse.
So going back to the cigar,
Yeah. It's a very slow smoking cigar, mine is.
I really like this ring gauge.
It almost feels like it's a little damp, you know what I mean? It's got that, and when you're trying to smoke a damp cigar, I don't mean taste-wise, I just mean practically. It's quite a slow smoke, so it's really taking its time to change. Is yours doing anything?
Mine's changing a lot,
Is it?
but I'm smoking it. I'm talking less than you are, which is unusual.
I lost a lot of nastiness on the retrohale. It became a lot smoother. I gotta say, I love this cigar.
Well, it's not a cheap cigar either.
Absolutely not. It's a very expensive cigar.
Right.
Let's try to take that out of equation because the price is these days is all over the place.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean literally anything. It's how difficult it is to get and what marketing Habanos is applying.
No, but look, if you buy one of these,
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. If I'd spent this amount of money so far, I would be very disappointed.
no, but I think the value in the cigar is putting it in a humidor, locking it away and coming back to it in 5 years' time.
Yeah.
For
You'll
sure.
find out the cigar is much better.
Yeah.
You'll also find out that the price has doubled.
Easily, yeah.
Because when you say 10,000 packs, that sounds like a lot.
But it's for the whole world.
But that's 5 cigars per pack. That's only 50,000 cigars.
Yeah.
That's almost as much as the original edition.
Yeah, but because they're in packs of 5, once you've opened it, you've finished it.
True.
True.
So
You know, if the boxes would have been available now,
Yeah.
all right, you'd have smoked out the box and you'd have held the pack.
Yeah.
But as the packs are available now,
Yeah.
it's a little bit too. The pack is very sexy. all right?
I was about to say the box is absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, it really is.
All right, it's very sexy. You want to open it. Once you've opened it, it's very difficult. It's it's almost an addiction.
Packet of biscuits thing, isn't it?
It's almost an addiction.
It's like a crack cocaine.
You smoke.
Once you pop, the fun doesn't stop, right?
Once you've smoked one, well, I'll buy another pack, put that away, and I'll finish
Yeah, I've broken
this
that pack. I might as well finish it now.
All right,
Yeah.
so, you know, that's why they won't last that long.
No, sweetness is coming through now.
Yeah,
Biscuity
definitely.
sweetness.
It's amazing on the chew. I know none of you understand out there the beauty of the chew.
We need to find some other chewers for Lawrence because he's very much ploughing a lone furrow there. But
Well, I'm
there
not.
must be some of you out there that do it.
I'm not. There's a great guy in America called Preston.
Right.
Preston.
Didn't Winston used to chew
Oh,
the
yeah.
cigars?
Oh, yeah.
He used to chew the cigars,
Yeah,
right?
you see, got double the value. You
Yeah,
get
he was
the-
a bigger chewer than smoker, I think.
Yeah.
I got into trouble once. I took a Monty 4 on an aeroplane.
Just to
Unlit.
chew it?
Just to chew it.
Yeah, no one can stop you doing that.
Well, the stewardess said, "You can't smoke on this plane." I said, "It's not a lie. I'm not smoking. I'm just chewing." She said, "Well, I don't think you could do that either." I said, "Well,
Can I think about cigars? No.
Sometimes I think people need to use, rather than focusing on, you know, education is very important. But what teachers should teach kids is common sense
Yeah.
is more important than anything else.
yeah, but common sense left the party a long time ago."
You know, Lawrence's cigar was almost knocked out as he was walking out, right? I was attacked by the guy as I was standing on the pavement outside, just got out of the cab.
Really?
And the guy went for my cigar.
What, outside?
Yeah.
Saying what? You can't bring that in here?
Yeah, but I'm smoking, I'm just waiting still for everyone to arrive.
Unbelievable.
Like, oh, you can, yeah.
But that is down to poor training.
And then I got kicked out. I'm banned from Victoria and Albert Museum.
You've been barred from your local museum.
But one of the problems was that this is not a quick smoke.
Absolutely not, and it shouldn't be smoked quickly.
All right, and the time it was delivered to
Yeah.
the time they ejected us,
There's the problem.
all right, there lies on the problem.
Yeah.
And they said you can't walk through with your cigar,
No,
lit or unlit.
with anything. They got me when I had a glass of champagne. Wouldn't let me walk through with that.
Well, it could have been dangerous, far risk.
So I nicked it. And
Well-
gave it to,
We've been filming for 35 minutes.
and we're
I'm not even
halfway,
through the
yeah.
cigar.
No, it's a very long.
That cigar is
Very slow.
really full of aromas. It's almost chewy, the flavors.
So what you're telling me, by the minute, it's very good value for money.
No, what I'm saying is the time that they gave us to smoke the cigar, there was not a chance in hell that you can finish the cigar.
Not a chance.
And it looked really sad to see all the unfinished cigars or barely lit cigars in the ashtray.
'Cause they-
when one of them almost caught fire and it was like,
Really?
yeah. It was
Because
more
you
smoke.
couldn't take your cigar outside and have it later because you weren't allowed to. I mean, the Robusto Extra is a lot more of a fast smoking cigar. I mean, there wasn't time for that, was there?
The Vahir, you mean?
Sorry, was it Vahir on the
Vahir, yeah.
Vahir, yeah.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing was that if you're walking around and you were late into the dinner, which I was, one of the last people in, I was surveying the garden and you just saw these ashtrays with 400 half-smoked Vahirs.
Or barely lit, some of them.
Really?
And I thought, if I've got a cutter, could I go around and collect them?
It's a lot of money.
You know, it reminds me of the story of the Baron. When I first was trying to buy a Desmond Salter, Desmond had this customer which we inherited afterwards called the Baron. And he used to smoke a box of D5.
Was he a Baron?
D6s, yeah.
Right.
Swiss Baron. Box of D6s, D4s every day. And he'd take the cigar, light it, smoke the first inch, and then discard it.
No.
Yeah, and I used to joke with my staff, the job you want to get
Yeah.
is being his butler
Bloody right.
and retrieving, because, you know, you
Snip the end off and Bob's your uncle.
you've got a D5, a box of D5 every day.
Every single day. Did he say, I don't like the flavour after the
He
first
said,
couple?
he said, I love the excitement of lighting a cigar
Right.
and taking the first few draws.
After that, I want another new one.
Well, obviously, he had some sort of idiosyncratic sort of nature to it, but whether it was he wanted to do one straight away or whether he wanted to move on and didn't want to carry it on as personal or relight it.
Wow, wow! If you can do it, why not? This is now coming in.
Well, I don't see that.
I
I
can
don't
think-
like the first inch.
I can think of a few reasons why not.
Of course, it's not something I would ever do.
I think the
but
last
what I mean
inch,
is,
the last inch is better than the first inch.
yeah, it's just getting good then. But what I mean
That's
is,
what the
I admire
that's what
the
the actress-
eccentricity.
Actress said to the bishop.
It's just getting good and it's finished. Oh well.
That's what she said.
Yeah. I like the fact that there are people around that are idiosyncratic and do their own thing. I like that.
Makes it all different. I'm a chewer. You don't chew at all.
No,
Tom,
you're not a chomper.
where do you grip it? Between your lips or with your teeth?
With my teeth. But I'm not chewing. But I did notice lately I became a lot wetter smoker than I used to.
I have, yeah.
My cigars were super dry always.
Yeah, no, mine are sloppy.
Come join the party.
Yeah,
boys.
we're all being won over by
Yeah.
Imagine that. It's like I'm looking right now in the mirror. It's like that's me in 20 years.
You wait, yeah.
No, no,
Oh
no, no,
my
no.
god.
No, actually in 30 years, so a lot of time.
How old are you?
38.
He's a baby.
He's a cabrito, a young kid,
He
young
is.
goat.
Don't say that in front of Nori.
Yeah, got very excited.
So it's starting to smoke now with a bit of creaminess coming in. There's that background sweetness.
Sweeter, and I'm getting some floral tones.
There is the floral tone.
Yeah. And the cigar was that long to start off with. So I've smoked, what,
Good third of it.
Good 40%.
Yeah.
There's now time to get rid of band number 2. You see, I used to be a hater of the footband.
Now you've been converted, haven't you? From a retailer perspective.
From a retailer perspective, yes.
Yeah.
But from a smoker's perspective, no.
No, I hate them.
And I hate New World footbands because they put those...
You know what? It depends on the foot band. This is beautiful.
Yeah, but it's just another layer before you can get to it.
And also, I've, on more than one occasion, had quite a tight footband, and when you slip it off, you pull off a bit of the wrapper. That completely defeats the object.
Completely.
Yeah.
But it does, from a retailer perspective,
But
protect
if
the
someone
cigar.
said to me, footband or cello, I'd go footband all day long.
From
Cello.
a smoker perspective or cello? Or a retailer perspective?
Both.
Really?
I would go cello.
I'd always go cello.
But not the cello that they make today. I'm talking cello
The thin.
80s, 90s. Totally different.
I
A cello today feels like you can cut yourself with it. It's so thick.
It is thick. Yeah.
you know, it's like a condom.
I've never tried to
It's
use
nothing
it
like a
for that.
condom.
It is. It's covering your old chap up before you, before you get to use it.
Before you pop it in your pocket.
That's why you like the big ring. Reuse it.
Pete Johnson tells me that you should really take the cello off 20 minutes before you smoke the cigar.
Does he? That's interesting. I've never heard that. To let it breathe and...
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's the same like getting a ice cream and it says wait 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, that thing is empty.
Well, you get ice cream, you wait 5 minutes all over your hand and
No, but you know, like the tap of
Oh, yeah.
Ben and Jerry's or something like that.
Yeah,
it's
when
like,
it's too hard
wait
to
5
start
minutes.
with, yeah. No one's going to wait 5 minutes.
This is the best moment. No one's gonna wait. Or for a pizza, You know, have you ever read the instruction on
Well, let it stand, or
Let it stand for 2 minutes.
No.
No.
No,
But the Irish let their Guinness stand, don't they? They've managed to build the patience in there.
no, because
With the first one.
That's because they got another 20 lined up on the bar, though.
no, that's because it's so highly carbonated, it's been pasteurised, the real Guinness,
Is it?
that it does need.
Time to settle.
Settle.
Yeah. Oh, it's good. It's good stuff.
But the Irish Guinness,
Oh, by the way, we forgot. We got a new chair for Nick, and we put him in the old one.
yeah.
You
Do you want to bring
Nick?
Nick's chair?
Ah, thank God. At last, a chair that fits me. It's even got a little cigar holder. Thanks for getting that for me, mate.
Well, we just want you to be comfortable on your journeys.
Oh, that takes me back a few years.
Well, let me tell you something. If you've ever seen Nick drive, he actually has a booster seat.
It's a ghost car.
So you can look over it's touch and go.
Beep,
with
beep.
No, but you go over the wheel, the steering wheel. Yeah?
No,
No.
that's not true.
No, really don't. I can see over it. It's just my glasses. Just, my glasses don't work. It's not nothing to do with my height.
These glasses were made for a taller man.
Ah, you guys.
You rotters. Don't be mean to the hamster.
Well, they do say all good things come in small packages.
That's what my
but I
mum
think
used to tell me.
Well, they're exaggerating in this instance. How tall are your brothers?
Taller than me.
I mean, let's be honest.
My dad was quite tall. He was 6 foot something.
All right.
My middle brother is 6 foot, and my oldest brother is probably 5, 10, 11 or something. So I'm the short one.
5'1.5". And let me tell you something. You were born in 74. And that was the real time when everybody around the world admired milkmen.
Yeah.
Because Benny Hill, with his great son, Ernie, and he drove the fastest milk cart in the West.
He did, yeah.
Now, rumour has it that you had quite a short milkman on your run.
I thought you were going to do
Mrs.
Maggie
Hammond.
Patcher Milk Snatcher. Or...
So, Mrs. Hammond, we've got an interesting insight.
How dare you, sir?
You don't look like your brothers either. Sorry. Sorry, that's just come out of the blue.
Now listen, Leroy and Denzel were brothers. That's an outrageous slur on my character.
No. You know, we don't just love to give you a little bit of a hard time on the first cigar, and then a brutal time on the second.
Yeah. We did used to have a bloke called Ken Henley. He was the baker. He used to come round in his baker's van.
Yeah, right. Now we're hearing the truth.
Did you ever used to get a baker's van? We lived in the sticks, so it was a bit different. But he used to come round once a week with cream cakes and bread and whatever, and that's how you'd get your bread. He was a legend. Did you not have a baker's van? I suppose you had a proper bakery.
I don't know. But
When you were little, where did you live?
when I was born in West Heath Road, I was born in the London Clinic, but my first house, my parents lived in West Heath Road.
Which is where?
Which is Hampstead.
Right.
Then we moved to the Holcroft Estates.
In Northampton?
No, the Holcroft Estate is in London. It's just off the Hendon Way. It's at
Okay.
Childs Hill, just south of Hampstead.
Right.
And then my father bought this big farm country house called Naseby Hall in Northamptonshire,
really?
where the Battle of Naseby was. And my mother swears to this day that she used to wake up in the night and hear a horse walking up the driveway, look out, and there was a grey horse.
No way.
Yeah.
I can believe
Which
it.
is
It's a very old place.
Which is supposedly where, and that's where Cromwell fought King Charles.
Yeah.
So
That's a huge place.
a huge part of it was unbelievable.
Did you ever see any ghosts or hear anything? Or
No. But
You don't give them monkeys.
I don't. My wife and daughter believe in all that stuff.
Yeah.
My son and I,
Whatever.
a little bit too much of the old poulet montrachet for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you believe in this stuff, Nick?
No, I'm quite a sceptical. I wouldn't rule it out, but I'm not the sort of person who goes around expecting to see that sort of thing. I'm
So
very open-minded.
So you see, I didn't believe until our trip to Maldives.
Really? What happened?
Yeah, magic mushrooms, I'm telling you.
I wish I did. I would wake up every night at 3:15. And I know it was 3:15 because the clock was right next to bed. So it's every night 3:15. With that strange presence, there is someone in the room. Okay?
Shit.
So that continued
And it wasn't
daily.
me, because he was in the Maldives.
London, sometimes, you never know.
No.
So I was quite tired because literally it was every night, and we started talking about it, and 2 more people had that experience, and one person that joined our events in Maldives, she was this spiritual guide. Anyway, so she just claims to go like that. She did some ritual, and she was met by this small boy that wanted to show her the underworld of that island. And there was like lots of bodies there. And anyway, I didn't pay much attention to that. But then we're talking over lunch, and she asked F&B manager, did any people had strange experiences on the island? And he goes, have you seen the little boy? At that point, I'm like, okay, maybe there is something about it.
Really?
We found out on the last night what the island was before, because we thought, are these maybe people from tsunami or something? It was the bloody graveyard. That turned
Island?
Whole island was a graveyard. And that was on the last. But the moment when he said, he wasn't present to any of the conversation, and he goes like, have you seen a little boy?
So it was a well-known thing.
Yep, on the island.
I think he had too many spirits when he was over there.
Sounds like a lot of
I
spirits.
wish.
My wife swore, she used to live in, when we first were courting, she lived in a...
Hold on, let's go back to that. You first met her when you were an hour old or something. Was it after the hospital?
Yes, it was when we were at school together. So
How old were you?
by that time we would have been 15, 16.
15.
And she used to swear that she would wake up in the night with this little girl in her room, and they lived in this little old cottage next to the church. I didn't really think much to it, but she used to swear blind this girl would walk through and then disappear through the wall. I've never seen anything, I have to
I've
say.
never seen anything, but I just felt the
Really?
unease and the presence and...
Yeah. I wouldn't like to...
I feel that unease when I get my American Express statement at the end of the month.
Yeah, it stands up on end.
But you can't sleep, you wake up at 3:15.
Yeah. I wouldn't like to... do you remember Johners? Brian Johnston? Cricket commentator from England, but he used to do a series of radio shows and stuff back in the day, and during one he went and spent the night in the London dungeons. Now that I wouldn't like to do, even though I'm not massively a believer. I'd imagine that is quite freaky. Would you do that?
No.
No. Be horrible, wouldn't it?
I just wouldn't want to stay in somewhere that wasn't meant to be accommodation for my role in life.
Well, if we could provides you with a nice bed and
I think we should do that. Just lock him up.
have a camera on him. One
Well,
of those.
Mustafa would like me to smoke in the pyramids.
That would be great.
So he wants to do a tour.
And in today's news, a British man
Has been
burned down.
beheaded in Egypt for smoking.
It's been there for thousands of years.
Yeah.
He decided to have a cigar.
But you can have a cigar. I've had a cigar next to the pyramids.
Have you?
Yeah.
Be a good book chapter if we could sort
Look
that.
at this.
What?
So it doesn't stuck in your nose, so you just pull it to the other side. And it's like that.
I hate the fact that
They are annoying, aren't
they're so annoying.
they? Yeah. I can see why they do it, but
I can't.
But
Well,
just
it's
open it. And now pull it to the other side.
twist it.
No. Just over it. There you are.
I never knew that. Thank you.
I'll just rip it off.
But you're not supposed to do that.
Why are you not supposed to do that?
Again, common sense.
Come and tell me off.
Because then
He's ready to fight. Come on, tell me off.
yeah. Because then you got loads of caps floating about.
Why not? Take a bit of personal responsibility. When you've finished it, screw the cap back on and crush it up. And it's not a nanny state, you know.
Well, that's like the people at the museum, isn't it? You can't do that.
You know,
I can.
not a nanny state. You just, you know.
Be sensible.
No, very simple. You open it. Right. You twist it. Gets to there. You pull it off. When you've finished it, you screw it back on. You crush it up. It's a very simple situation. It's a bit of personal responsibility.
Agreed. But unfortunately,
but
there are too many idiots. in the
People
world.
are animals.
Yeah, exactly. You know, when I was in St. Kitts, I was saying to you the other day about liming, where they all get together. 20 people all come together, pull up their cars under a tree, they spend the whole day, have a lovely day together, and then guess what? They pack all their shit up, put whatever they can in the bin, and take the rest home. Totally civilised.
You should see beach in Cuba.
But see, other people over here leave their shit everywhere.
You know, we've seen when we were in Maldives, we went to this remote island. There is nothing on it, nothing.
Apart from waste.
But the amount of waste
Really?
being washed out on the beach, it looked like a rubbish island. It
Yeah.
literally looked like someone came to the island, dumped the containers of rubbish on
Really?
the beach.
That's
and
what it is.
No, it comes from the ocean. It's being washed up on the beach. None of it.
So a very good
originates
friend
there.
of mine called David Whitmarsh has got this machine who's developed that you can put them in a car park of Tesco
Yeah.
and you just dump all your waste in there and it burns it at 5,000 degrees and turns it into gas that can be used to power the heating system and the air conditioning system of big stores.
Wow. Why is that not taking off, or is it?
It is taking
Right.
off, but it's just very expensive.
Okay.
They're about 5 million a pop.
Wow.
But
That's amazing, though.
I mean, I'm looking at one at the moment. I'm looking to buy some waste sites and just fill this machine every day, produce it. It breaks even doing that.
Does it?
Yeah. So the manpower that you need and the amortisation of the machine will break even. But at the end of the day, you clear a huge waste site.
Really? So it's like a landfill.
Landfill.
One machine would do that.
One machine would do that.
Wow.
It would take you probably 8 years to do it.
Yeah.
But you need that time to aerate the land anyway,
Yes.
as you're taking it off. And then that land will be available for house building.
Gosh.
And there's an incredible amount of that land, actually, of waste dumps and
There is.
landfills on green belts.
Yeah.
And that would be classed as a brownfield site.
That would be very clever.
Now, I don't know if you know how clever my little cigar cutter is.
Yeah, we ought to talk about your
So
customer.
I have a real problem. Right?
I know.
I put the cigar in my mouth, it's wet. So you can't put it down,
No.
especially outdoors on tables. So we're doing this whole range of cutters, unlighters, where there's a cigar rest built in.
I love that idea.
So if you're outside smoking,
You know, there are so many cigar rests
Yeah.
made, but it's just another thing in your pocket.
Yeah, you're not going to carry one around, are
No.
you? If you're me, anyway. It's one less thing to worry about. But if it...
one less thing not to lose.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I lose everything.
Everything. It's in a pocket somewhere, but I don't know where.
Yeah, but I'm just annoyed by having things in my pocket.
Yeah, I've got enough shit to carry around. Yeah. That's a great idea. And that is a really nice table lighter. Bloody hell, it's quadruple flame. Wow.
Have you met Lawrence?
Good point.
I like
Go big or go home.
Yeah.
the weight. And I like the fact that if you've got a big cigar, it's not for this. That's why I'm using this.
Yeah. But that holds a good lot
Which
of
is the
fuel.
best cigar lighter on the market.
Do you think?
I even prefer the single flame.
I prefer the single flame.
Yeah.
Because the double flame has one problem with it. Uses the
Using
tank.
up all the gas, yeah.
But it's also on a slimmer ring gauge. It's just
It's not heavy either.
no
How much are these?
270.
Right.
But they work.
Yeah.
You know, I've tested mine so many times in Cuba with the high humidity, where usually all the lighters die. This one works.
Find one that works, stick to it. So how's your smoke?
My smoke is incredible now.
Yeah, it's lovely. Sweet.
I
A bit
must-
spicy.
I must say, it's yet another release from Habanos where there isn't a lot of bad things to be said about the cigar that I was smoking.
No, I'm fine with it.
We had a really good run
We're having an exceptional run.
Yeah, we are.
with the Leal.
The layout is.
I can't remember the last time we smoked one and said, didn't think much to that.
Because even the Oyo de Monterrey number 4, it's a great cigar.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just not.
Just a difference.
It's just
yeah.
not a
Well, although it did change. I've smoked one
Really?
last week. It's changed a lot.
But it's still not Hoyo.
No, it's still, but it's a phenomenal cigar.
Hmm.
So I'm actually glad because I have a feel we had that dip in how exciting cigars were somewhere between 2018 and 2022, where everything coming out was like okay-ish,
Well, you had
but nothing that sort of
Nothing to
sticks.
write home about.
No.
You had the pandemic, which meant there wasn't a lot of
Yeah,
probably conversation around what was going on.
true.
Now, talking about new releases,
Yeah.
there's a new release that came out today.
Ah, what's that?
No, it comes out tomorrow. It's the new La Gloria Cabana Podium,
Podium for France.
it's French regional edition for the Olympics, being released tomorrow.
Ah. Because we did, back in 2012 when we had the Olympics, we had the
Bottom of a gold medal.
gold medal and we had the Britannicus Extra around
Yeah.
that time as
Well, the
well.
gold medal was meant for the Olympics,
Yeah.
and they all came in,
They
and
weren't
they
any
were
good,
all
were they?
plucked.
Yeah.
And they remade it and launched it in 2014.
Which was much better.
Yeah.
The Britannicus Extra was a bit of a disappointment, wasn't it?
Well, it was just a bit. Now I'm smoking incredibly well. I smoked one about
Did
3
you?
months ago.
I remember them being very underfilled at the time.
So Podium, there's an interesting fact about it. There's only 40,000 cigars.
Hmm.
I don't know how
What
they
size is that, Tom?
how they get is doublet, so same as Double Edmundo,
Right.
but usually original edition means at least 75 or 80,000 sticks. So that's a half. Only 4,000 boxes. We're not gonna see that cigar
Well,
if it's gonna be released during the Olympics.
well. So now I'm down to my 3 bands off. It's a very nice cigar.
It's really, really nice now. Really mellow, sweet, bready, biscuity notes. Still got some of that floral stuff in the background.
Where would it fit into your part of the day?
It's by no means strong.
After lunch?
Perfect after lunch cigar.
Before breakfast, after lunch, or after dinner?
I'd say it was either a late morning or early afternoon cigar. It's a good medium bodied with some nice flavour. You wouldn't want to spoil it with anything too strong of flavours.
What would you pair it with?
Really good question.
Thomas?
I wouldn't fit that anywhere in the day. I don't think I would want to smoke that cigar daily.
No.
I think it's for me a cigar where I have to be alone, just me and a cigar, maybe a book, but
Don't say that.
is this sort of cigar for me that
It's a contemplative.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
it's burning very slowly.
Italian food, maybe some nice little bit of pasta or some antipasti or something would be great accompaniment.
My personal view is you have a nice light lunch.
Yeah.
You light this up with a glass of champagne or a glass of very nice dry white wine,
Agreed.
a Chablis or something like that.
Yeah. Well, that'd be superb.
Alright. Sitting on the terrace after
fish or
lunch
something.
in the sun, having eaten. Right.
Hmm.
I don't see it pairing with meat. I don't see it pairing with spirits very well. Maybe a tequila.
I think I would only have water with that.
Yeah, no, I don't think it lends itself to strong spirit.
No, I think it's a wine.
Something light. I think fizz is a great idea. Something biscuity and dry.
Champagne.
Yeah, exactly. Or a good prosecco.
All in the sparkling wine. There's some very splendid ones.
There's some very good ones. Yeah. And I think I would love to taste it in a couple of years as well. I'd be intrigued to see what it does then.
Yeah.
I think it'd be really good.
I couldn't afford it.
No.
I think it's a phenomenal cigar. It's a great release.
I couldn't afford it. It's going to be £400 in a few years'
Yeah,
time.
it will.
And I'm really glad that cigar that is that good had its premiere in London.
Yeah, we should be.
Because Hunters pulled off amazing event.
They did.
Well, I mean,
You know,
those
the
are
gala, all the issues at the gala, that's not down to them. They really tried their best to give us amazing experience.
Absolutely.
And Belgrade Square was amazing.
Yeah.
Perfect spot.
I mean, the cocktail party, you know, there were things that you would do.
You know, if
different.
we could smoke at the dinner, during the dinner,
Yeah.
that would have been the best launch ever done for a cigar.
If they could have put tables in and made the marquee bigger, and we actually smoked at night having dinner in
the
that
courtyard.
marquee, no, in the marquee,
What, at the Belgrave Square?
anywhere in a marquee,
Yeah.
where you can eat, drink.
No, but I'm
and be
just
merry
saying,
and
imagine
smoke.
being in the same room where we were.
Yeah.
Just, it wasn't hot and you can smoke.
Would have been amazing.
They really wanted to do something else. But I think for a lot of people, you know, they love this kind of stuff. I know, by knowing you guys and myself, it's all about cigar.
Yeah.
So for us, we would be more happy just
That's true. And we
I'd have
must.
been happy
sitting
to,
wherever
Yeah.
and just
I'd have been
smoking a cigar.
happy to have smoked in Belgrave Square,
Yeah.
whilst eating and enjoying the cigar, and knowing that I was going to get every last drop out of the cigar,
Agreed.
not waste any part of it.
Yeah.
But look, that was an unfortunate thing, but it was an incredible event. Very, very difficult to organise.
Extremely.
And it was what, 400-500 people? It was a huge.
It's a huge event.
Yeah.
It's a huge amount of work.
Yeah.
And
it's easy to criticise and hard
exactly.
to do, isn't it? So.
But I'm really impressed, and I'm glad that this cigar had its beginning over here.
And it's easy for us to forget that there are people who don't, and spend their days smoking cigars, and it was a chance to put on their finery and mix with the stars.
Could have still been black tie.
Yeah.
In Belgrave Square.
Yeah.
No, but they wanted to do something different.
Yeah.
Kudos to them. It was incredible. The venue was incredible. It's just the staff, they're oversensitive. It just shows you perception of cigars in Britain today, in the general public. To them, it's as like a cigarette, because you had that ash police. Please don't throw the ash on the grass. Like, what is it going to do? It's a fertilizer.
Yeah.
All right. But in their mind, in a second, you're going to throw that a cigarette butt, and you're going to step on it.
Yeah. It's
so
a filthy thing. Yeah.
Exactly. But
you're right.
It's really a shame that general public see the cigars like that.
But the difference being, if we did an event, number one on the list before anything else would be the cigar and being able to enjoy it. Yeah, everything else would come second.
But at the end of the day, you are in the UK. It can rain, and it can rain heavy.
Yeah.
So even a marquee,
true.
It's fine. But how are you going to get to that through the muddy grass, right? Yeah. In a high heels. It was a gala.
No, I'd have done it differently.
What, you wouldn't put the high heels?
I would have called you an imposter. Who, in every event he's ever put on, has a plan B and a plan C. So he would have had walkways built, ready to lay down, if that was the problem, walking through.
It's the reality also of the country that we live in. Because you have, for example, Switzerland, when I went for the launch of the Emisario, they managed to find a place where they were allowed to smoke inside.
Yeah.
Even if hunters pulled a favor from somewhere where we can smoke indoors, there's going to be one Gary recording the whole thing.
Definitely.
Maybe a member of staff saying, this is happening, my health, blah, 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 blah. And the blowback from it would have been massive.
Yeah.
We just can't do things like they do elsewhere.
No.
We've lost that personal freedom.
Well, you imagine when we go to Dortmund, it still amazes me that you can walk around that exhibition smoking.
Exactly.
You could never do that.
No.
Over here. Never.
No.
Even if it was without doubt the ugliest city on the planet.
It isn't to the best, is it? But that's fine. We don't go out into town, really, do we?
Except for when you have to eat.
But again, they've got common sense. And you find somewhere, and he goes, "Go out the back. There's no one there. You can smoke, no problem." And we do. They get round it. They're not so.
But I've noticed that in London, it's starting something that I've experienced when I was living in Netherlands. People tell you off for smoking a cigar in London at a restaurant in the gardens.
Yeah.
So it's perfectly fine to smoke a cigarette.
Really?
But they don't accept cigars anymore. It's like a couple of times I've been told off, which is ridiculous. Oh yeah, you can smoke
only cigarettes.
A cigarette, but a cigar because it's going to disturb everyone for so long, blah blah blah, and that never happened.
So I'm in Paris. It's the Saturday morning after Mustafa's wedding, and I'm on the banks of the Seine, on the road that comes down from Saint-Germain, and there's a cafe, and I'm 20 yards, the table is 20 yards from the front door of the cafe, 10 yards from the nearest table. There's an ashtray on my table. I order some drinks, light up my cigar, and a guy comes over and says, "You can't smoke a cigar." So there's an ashtray on the table.
Wow.
I'm 20 yards away from anyone, you can't smoke a cigar. So I said, "Well, I'm not paying for my drinks." So he said, "Why?" So I said, "Because you put an ashtray on the table. Alright, I've lit up my cigar, you've seen me, I came with it. Alright, I was playing with it for a couple of minutes before you did that. And now I've got to go and stand. So I stood up, stood about a yard away and smoked my cigar, just out of
Really?
petulance.
What, they just gave you filthy looks?
I couldn't do anything about it, I was on the pavement. Not outside there.
Again, common sense.
But then the whole experience is ruined because there's nothing worse than trying to smoke a cigar when you know people have.
That's why I'm always amazed.
It's horrible.
That's why I'm always amazed that you need to go through very difficult these days tests to drive a car, but there is no test for you to be able to reproduce. It should be like an IQ test. It's like, nope,
Sorry.
not for
You
you.
failed again. 14th time.
Would have been amazing.
Well, it should be a financial test as well. Well, some people got 6 kids they can't afford 2.
Bring back natural selection.
Well, it's getting a little bit weird, the conversation. So let's talk about the cigar rather than natural
I'm
selection.
really enjoying this.
Final thoughts before we end this marathon.
I'm really glad to have got the chance to smoke it again. When it started, I thought, oh no, the first one was plugged. The second one is not very nice for the first inch, half an inch. And now it's developed into a really lovely,
Fabulous cigar.
pleasant.
And it is kicking at the end.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
It's
Kicking up a notch, yeah.
This is the essence of Cuban cigar. It
Great
had that.
finish.
It
So should we
it took
give it
us on
some-
a journey. It really took us on a
Yeah.
journey.
Yeah,
It
it
started somewhere else, then it developed flavors.
So
Now
should we
it's-
give it some points?
Yeah, let's do that.
We're going to points and wins prizes. Build.
Build. Nothing wrong with a build.
9.
Yep. Appearance. Nothing special about the appearance. 8.
No, it's better than that next.
Is it?
Yeah. The bands, the whole NFC.
the appearance is beautiful. The
The
presentation
wrapper was
box.
nice. I think the presentation box. I think it's got to be a 9.
I was talking about the cigar itself.
The cigar itself is.
Well, the wrapper is nice. Also, the build.
Mine is pretty.
Look, there is nothing wrong with the build. We've smoked the cigar. It's even. Okay, it's a perfect
No,
cone.
well, the build is good. It's the appearance. I think my appearance was quite nice.
Okay.
Combustion was excellent.
Your appearance is definitely nice today.
Thank you so much.
Crying out
And the
loud. Get a
answer-
room.
The answer to that is yes, you can go on holiday again.
Very good work. Combustion is
Spot on.
10.
No.
Flavour.
It started off at a 7 and ended up as a 9.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Alright. But I think we should mark it up at least half a point overall for the fact that it took you on this journey.
It's certainly not boring, that's for sure.
No,
So I'd like to give it a 9.25.
it's
Thomas, where are you?
9.5 overall. It's really a cigar that took me on a journey. Is the most important part. It made me think about what is inside a cigar. Didn't have to relight it once, and I always appreciate the cigars that make me wanna be alone somewhere away from people and just enjoy it.
That's because you're such a miserable bastard that you want to be on your own.
No, I'm not.
I'd like to smoke this with mates. I much prefer smoking with people than
You
smoking
do,
alone.
you're a people person.
Yeah,
I know what you mean.
I like smoking with people, but there are certain cigars where
You
it's
just
just
want
like
to enjoy it.
I can save that for me time.
Myself.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
A little bit selfish.
I'd never put that as a comment for you. Selfish? No. No.
Harsh, Tom.
So what are we doing? We've got
Overall
Karen to-
9.
9.5, 9.25 for me, 9.5 for him, and how much for you?
9 for me. 9 for
Difficult
me.
man to please.
9.25 for Lol.
That's what she said.
9.5 for Larry.
The only thing I don't like about it is I don't want to put it down. I don't want to miss the end.
How do you feel now about the size? Do you still want it to be bigger?
Yeah, because I like something bigger.
And you, Nick?
Then it would be a 10.
I think it's a great size.
Me too.
Then I'll give it a 10.
Really.
But most likely you wouldn't have the same flavor.
And it smokes so slowly, doesn't it?
It does.
We've been smoking an hour and a half,
Yep.
and we're not finished. You know, it's.
And we're not smoking slowly.
No, we're not.
We keep puffing on that cigar, and even Lawrence, like, I'm sorry, you didn't finish the cigar. You were claiming at the beginning when I said I want a 1 hour video, it's like, oh, it's going to take me 45 minutes. No, it didn't.
No, it really is
it's
full
really,
of tobacco.
yeah.
I mean, normally you'd have done that.
For a
in half
46
an hour.
ringgit cigar,
Yeah.
an hour and a half smoke. For me, that's the sign of a great cigar, because we're smoking it, but we're enjoying it rather
But we're enjoying the end incredibly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's worth going to the end.
Mm-hmm.
And it's
This is
definitely
where
giving
a
me a
cigar-
rumble now.
Where a cigar spear really would be good. Because you don't want to miss the last bit of
No,
flavour.
you don't. No. This is where some Jobsworth comes up and says, put your cigar out, you got to go. And then you want to kill it.
Or you get kicked out of the event.
Or you get barred from the Victorian Albert Museum.
For walking with a cigar that was not burning inside my pocket.
He saw you put it in the pocket?
Yeah.
Is that why you got that?
Yes.
Wow.
But you know what they achieved by kicking me out on my way out? They saved me 20 minutes to get the gift back.
So they marched you to the gift pack and out?
Yeah, I'm like, I am going out. No, you're being escorted out. It's like, potato. They did not like that.
So did they march you up to give you your gift back?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't have
So
to
you
wait.
ready-
I've basically got a fast track on the way
VIP.
out, which I also mentioned to them. It's like, all you did is just did me a favor, so thank you.
I bet the bloke was really spewing about that. Nice one.
All right. And on that note,
Thank you to Hunters for a wonderful 3 days.
Gemma and Sean. And the unsung hero.
Always.
Always the unsung hero should get a special mention. Jimmy McGee.
big time.
Absolutely right. And the rest of the team, Dawny and Dan and all the guys were there handing out cigars, doing the hard yards. We appreciate it. Thank you.